Right, Night Babies by Lucie McKnight Hardy. It's very kindly sent to me by John Murray Press. So we've got Astrid. She's an artist preparing for her first solo art exhibition when the house that she lives in with her husband Kit floods and ruins a load of the portraits that she's getting ready for this exhibition. Kit's due to start a new job and the deadline for her exhibition is creeping up on her. She's in an absolute state of despair until her friend Flora and her husband Sim offer for them to stay with them at this kind of farmhouse with loads of extra land out in the Brecon Beacons. After a bit of initial confusion where Astrid thinks that they're going to stay in one of the converted barns, they end up moving into this part refurbished, rundown chapel on the edge of what Astrid believes to be a lake. The longer they stay, the more Astrid and Kit learn about the disturbing history of the land they're living on, and the more strange things start happening. Handprints start appearing on the glass front of the chapel and on Astrid's paintings. There's shadowy figures, nightmares, and this compulsion for Astrid to paint her surroundings instead of working on her exhibition pieces. When Kit falls incredibly ill and she realises something about the place has an odd pull on her, she attempts to run from these looming horrors. So I had high hopes for this from reading the blurb. I'm a big horror fan and I'm always on the lookout for books that are going to make me afraid to turn the lights off. This promised to be one of those books, and initially it did seem to be heading that way. There's some pretty dark themes in here, and the slow build-up of these kind of weird happenings had me holding out hope for something that was really, really good. However, the horror aspect never really did develop enough for me. And what started out as quite a slow burn ended with just a bit of a fizzle rather than a bang. That's not saying that the ending didn't work, because it definitely fits in with the story. I just feel like there could have been a little bit more. One thing I did really enjoy about this book were the flashbacks to this school trip to Florence, where we get kind of more insight on Flora and Astrid's relationship, and we learn a lot more about who Astrid is as a person. And that makes you go back and question how reliable a storyteller Astrid really is. It is without a doubt beautifully written and very evocative. I was left with a lot of questions at the end and that just let it down for me. So I rated it 3.5 stars.